Mr. Sean. Alright, today we're going to play the Abzan tokens deck again. I was going to play Esper tokens, but I don't own Scarab Gods, and when I went and looked at the list, there's no cast outs in the list I was going to use, there's no Renegade maps, and those are some of the cards that I've enjoyed the most in the list. And I do like this Abzan build anyway, so I figured what the heck, we're just going to play Abzan. I've not made any real changes today. Ixalan's Binding's fixed on Moto, so we're trying 2 of those over a couple cast outs. But other than that, it's the same. There probably needs to be some work done to the sideboard. A lot of these cards in the sideboard probably aren't worth it. Don't know if I need the Authorities, for example. Don't know if I need Angel of Sanctions, but I've not played enough games to truly determine that, or whether it's just in my mind. But anyway, we're going to hop straight into the games today, because I have a Dougie to do later. Been on a bit of a losing streak, so hopefully we'll turn it around. Hey, Flame, what is going on, friend? And there's Chris with the big fatty auto host. Appreciate it, Mr. Chris. Hope everything's been going well on your end. Okay, so what do we got here? We have kind of a weak hand. Yeah, I hear you. I've been having to get up at 4 a.m. every day to watch Worlds, which sucks because I don't go to bed till like midnight or later. We have a Legion's Landing. We have like a removal spell. I just don't think this hand's good enough. I did like our enchantments and some lands and stuff. I don't know. This hand seems worse. I don't really want to go to 5 though, so I guess I'm going to keep this with a scry. It looks like I should have kept hand 1. The hands are about the same. Maybe that was a greedy keep, or maybe a greedy scry. Not really sure. A greedy mulligan. How many words can I say that are wrong? Well, that's fun. Just didn't feel like it did anything. I think that's one of the things of this deck that I think I lose when I keep hands that just don't do anything. Guess he has to take this card, whether he wants to or not. Like, probably doesn't even have an option. Second out Evolving Wilds could have been wrong as well. Don't really have any plays anyway. So second Evolving Wilds is just like kind of gambling to hit a stockpile. And we drew this thing. This thing's up to like $10 TCG mid in paper or something. Should have bought hundreds of them at 3, I guess. So maybe he's like some kind of mono black deck. Uh-oh. Hey, you expired. What's up, man? How are you doing today? Oh, that's a nice card for me to poop on. This thing right here is going to tear me apart. Is this sad that I kind of want to discard the Fumigate when I know I really can't discard the Fumigate? I still just, I don't want to discard Vraska. What kind of work do you do? I think it's going to be hard for us to beat this card in this spot because we have to hit like 2 lands, which means we'd be playing 2 cards, and we're going to cast Anointed Procession, so like there's almost no way we get the Fumigate. There's also no way we get the Vraska versus a Dreamseeker either, so. Really would like to find us a nice untapped land this turn. That sounds like a pretty cool job. Alright. Goodbye, El Fumigate. Are you a land? Well, you're almost a land. Things are getting much, much worse for us. Wow. Sounds like a lot to be responsible for. I don't know if I can handle it. What do you do? Oh, we discard 2 cards? Well, that's bad. I guess sacking this Renegade map was terrible here, to be honest. Yeah, sacking this map was just stupid. It's going to be awfully hard for us to come back this game, though. Just kind of like dirtled and did nothing. What would even be a good draw for us at the moment? We're behind 5 cards to 0. Really? That was worth that? Yeah, if you enjoy it, that's all that matters, right? He didn't attack this turn. He actively chose not to attack that turn. He didn't have 6 as phase or anything. He played something in the second combat. Our opponent's messing with us. I don't appreciate it. Pretty sure that I have no out right now. I guess it starts with drawing the third Fumigate. He made us draw 2 cards, and he's going to make us discard them. That's hilarious. How cute. Could have hit a Sacred Cat or something to put in our graveyard. Well, step 1. Still have to do a whole lot more, though, because he can now buy this thing back as a 4/4. So we have to step 2s like top deck a Cast Out or an Ixalan's Binding or another Fumigate to get rid of this 4/4. Even the Swamp turning it into a 2/2 is like reasonable. Wait, does that not have a power and toughness? Oh wow, for some reason I thought Eternalize had a power and toughness. I thought Eternalize had a power and toughness. Is it Embalmed that doesn't? No, it's God Pharaoh's Gift that doesn't. He's tapping 9 mana for something. Yeah, I guess we're just dead then. We miss on the 4th land drop for 1,000 turns and opponent still gives us the GG. Those cards seem like they could be useful here. Don't think I really want any of this other stuff. What doesn't seem great? Guess if he's playing discard spells, the cats are okay. Let's just bring those in like that. Leave in all of our things with Embalm. Wow. So God Pharaoh's Gift is different than these things. For some reason I feel like I knew that and that I'm brain farting right now. Maybe bringing discards in is okay versus a discard deck. He is attacking a bunch though. Yeah, I don't think I want that. I guess the Verascas don't seem great here either. Huh. This sounds pretty good. We'll keep it. Have all of our colors of mana and everything like that already, which is kind of nice. Hopefully he doesn't have turn 1 duress. Should be good to go if he doesn't. Ooh, another hidden stockpile. So we're certainly online this game. Even if he plays that like Trespasser's card or whatever, we've got double Anointer Priest, so like one of those will probably be in play enough. Opponent just cycled. Interesting. So we did our thing this game pretty quickly. So one of the reasons that I want to play the Renegade map versions of the deck, even though I see a lot of people playing the Treasure map. Treasure map's a powerful card, but like it can be hostage takered. And like it just doesn't give you the power that Renegade map gives you in this deck. Like in this deck, Renegade map gives you something that the Treasure map just doesn't give you. I would be fairly shocked to lose with this opening hand. So they're going to put an Anointed Priest in our graveyard? They left Harsh Scrutinies in versus us? Like, literally every single creature in our deck has Embalm. Or Eternalize. So, like, having a discard spell that just gives me... Oh, wow. What in the world? Sorry. Ah, crap, I hit the snooze button, too. I'm gonna take the draw step. I would take the turn off to play Anointed Procession if we drew it. We did not draw it. I should have attacked first. That was a mistake. That was a mistake, boys. I was looking for that F6 value. And made a minor punt. I blame getting my phone out to turn this alarm off by not paying attention. Now I've hit F6 again, so like if he has a removal spell, I get screwed on that front too. But I'm still messing with the phone, so F6 value is worth it. Hey Dumbo, what's up, man? Come to watch us make many mistakes. Alright, no more mistakes. Phone's down. Focus is on. All that cool gnarly stuff. If he doesn't play something really nice, I'll probably cycle this cast out this turn. Doomfall. Sure. If you want to take the cast out, take the cast out. I actually put a premium on the priest, so I'd rather give him the option. I was willing just to cycle to cast out anyway, so if he wants to take the cast out, it's not something I'm going to worry about. And he did not take the cast out, so. So let's cycle. Going to take the draw step here. Certainly do not want Fumigate. I really like these stockpile decks. They're pretty fun to play. Especially when an opponent can't interact with you, which is a surprisingly large number of decks. What are you? At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player loses 3 life or sacrifices a permanent. Okay. Well, now we don't have to use hidden stockpile if we don't want to. On a turn. So that kind of gives us more mana. Wait, what? Thank you. Veraska? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess that means we're going to be taking the draw step then. Missed again. I guess my life total's low enough that I could just go ahead and get this online. Could have left the black mana untapped. That was a mistake. Again, playing very poorly. Don't know if any play mistakes can affect this game though. That's still not an excuse to make play mistakes. Hey, we didn't F6 for once. Bottom. We can F6 now, we're tapped out. I'll take the draw step just to see if we draw the land for Veraska. Well, we exactly drew the land for Veraska. Karate chop, fam. Sure. Don't care about any of the cards in our hand. Sure. He gave us the GG again. We'll give him the GG again. Our opponent is very polite. Alright, well, let's go into this magical game 3. Hey, James, what's up, man? Kinda think this card's just too slow. One of these things back to try to gain some life. Maybe I'll bring in one of these two. The draft might be screwed up tonight. Supposedly, they ran out of Ixalan, didn't put a box back, but are hoping a box comes in. Hey, I just realized we hit 1,400 followers. Huh. I also lost 2 subscribers. Nope, it sounds like they'll still do a draft. I heard possibly just Omnicat, which would be wild. I guess we'll keep this hand. No telling what they'll do. Alright, still don't know why this card's in versus us. They could get the box in too, who knows. Hope they get like exactly 1 box in and 13 people show up. Because that would be hilarious. Well, I personally think Omnicast draft is what people should have did, but I don't think people should. I don't think the store should change the format at the last minute, which is something I constantly complain about. I tried to get it changed to Omnicat. Everybody just was like, "No, we need to get Ixalan cards into the rotation." But like, the Ixalan cards are kind of bad, not worth much. I'd rather just play the lottery and actually play a good format instead of a bad format. Sure. So take one of our combo pieces, pretty assuredly. Uh-oh. It's on now, baby. Kitty cat, meow meow. Sorry. Kitty cat meow meow's online, though. So what's this actually say? So I can just go ahead and kill this and get my card back, right? Like, that's different than the old wording. With the old wording, if you killed it in response, like, they couldn't get the card back ever. But with the new wording, you can just get the card back. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Her hand does nothing. I just wanted to read the wording because some of the old cards said, or some of the old cards used to have two triggers, and getting the card back was like a separate trigger. And if you killed it in response, you couldn't get the card back in previous iterations of like that card. That's why I was double checking the wording. I wanted to make sure I wasn't exiling one of my cards for life. I think Banisher Priest was the first example of that card that saw a lot of play. Obviously, why would I own a Banisher Priest when I'm trying to show something? Maybe not. Maybe it's not Banisher Priest. What was before Banisher Priest? I don't remember. Maybe they changed all those cards. Who knows? Alright. Attack. Probably could have cycled the cast out. Field Hunter. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Fiend Hunter, rather. Hey, Ninja. Thank you for the follow. The old ISD card. Banisher Priest was the newer one of it. Well, this gives us enough mana if we draw Vraska now, so I'm going to go ahead and get the Forest. F6 value. Is it wrong of me to hold cards in my hand now because we know he's a discard deck with, like, Torment of Hellfire and stuff? Hey, Sean's back. Welcome back, Sean. You gonna sacrifice a land to kill a Vamper? Don't sacrifice a land to kill a Vamper. He killed the cat. That's not killing the Vamper at all. We'll go ahead and play this land, actually, just in case he does, like, draw a Heartless Pillage or something and make us discard 2 cards. Then we still have the mana for a Vraska. Spoiler, I sideboarded out the Vraskas. For those who care, which is why I keep saying it like that. Because I was, like, kind of annoyed at myself for doing it. Don't know if it was right or not, but the Bloodfast seemed like it would be good in this match. So in theory, if he doesn't have anything, in theory, I can't even talk. In theory, if he doesn't have anything, the Legion's Landings turn on. What does this thing? You're tapping 5 mana. How have we been gotten? Oh, you're just killing another thing? Well, we're just a stockpile away from dancing like there's no tomorrow. Dancing like there's no tomorrow. So I can discard a card? Ooh. Hello. Waka waka waka. So just gonna pay the 3 life next turn, unless he sorcery speed kills a creature, and then I may do something differently. That is definitely sorcery speed killing a creature, isn't it? We're certainly still paying the 3 life. Alright, so let's start with this one. Let's do this one. And then let's do this one. And because he doesn't get done tapping his lands, we know we're going to get to flip the Legion's Landing next turn. And by flip the Legion Landing, I mean we can sacrifice the Dunes and attack for 12. But we could. It's going to flip the Legion Landing as well. So, like, I'm not wrong about that. Wait for our opponent to give us the GG. He didn't give it to us. He did the other 2 games. Well, now I feel hurt. Our opponent no longer wants us to have a good game. Alright, so just jump into the second match. So again, as I like to say between almost every match, if you guys like what you're seeing, make sure you click that follow button below. And below the stream, there's links to my Twitter, where you'll find all the deck lists we play every time we go live, and a link to my YouTube, where you'll find all of our past broadcasts. And if you're already watching the YouTube, make sure, if you care at all, to look in the description below the video for a link to my Twitter, my Twitch, and the deck list for that video. And as always, if you're actually here in the Twitter chat, you can type !deck list at any time to view the deck list. You know, like if we're in a game or something. So I kind of like this deck. I still don't know if it's better than Esper, but not having Scarab Gods makes it real easy to not want to test Esper build. And like when I looked at the Esper build, it had treasure maps and not renegade maps, and I think renegade maps are insane in this deck, and it didn't have cast outs, which I find kind of good. Maybe we don't need to cast out, so I'm not sure, but it feels like the red match gets even worse when we don't have them. This hand doesn't do a lot, does it? Yeah, it's kind of like a 5 mana with 2 1/1s. Yeah, well, this hand's considerably better than the other hand, even though this hand's also pretty bad. Little does the opponent know that we're not going to be targeting pirates anyway. We're just going to go, Cat Scratch Fever! Sorry. It's also not even true, by the way. There is fatal pushes in this deck. Onward, Sacred Cat. Bring us some life. Frames seem to be doing well again today. I think I keep covering my mouth when I talk. Don't you kill that Anointer Priest. They killed that Anointer Priest. Hey, Wow XZR? Yeah, I cannot pronounce your name, but thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. I hope you're having a fine time today. Opponent didn't attack. Is he willing to block? Time will tell. I Feel like that has to be very good for us. Place another cat. Unfortunately, we don't have 2 white. And by other cat, I mean other cleric. And this one will provide us a white mana. It's also a 5th mana for 5th of the 6 mana for Vraska. Uh-oh. Take the draw step. Oh, that was a good draw. Don't want to fend a deck from the Vraska mana until I have to. Like, I want to give us well, that's just rude. Fine, opponent. I still want to draw land if we can. That's not the land I wanted to draw. So we can kill that at some point if we feel like it. With the Dreadlands, but I want to make sure we have enough lands to even cast this. If we don't, we're just going to keep developing the board. Well, we now have enough lands to cast it, so. He'll cry like a little baby if he has a disallow. So next turn is potentially Vraska O'Clock. It's a good chance that he has a counterspell for this Vraska as well, but what are you going to do? Start with an attack and see if he does anything. I feel like he's like really far behind and I probably shouldn't even bother to cast a Vraska. Don't really want to cast it just into open counterspell mana. Like, he has to deal with the board, right? Well, I guess we made a mistake. We should have played Vraska. I feel like if he had one of those, he would have already played it, though. So, like, I feel like that was a top deck. We don't always draw 9 lands and 15 cards either. We're certainly flooding out right now, and flooding generally loses to Mana Screw, so. Sure. Didn't really like that attack by him. Still kind of just like have this thing. Kind of want to use it on that. Could have used this on this last turn, but I'm like so afraid of him having counterspells that I've been trying to avoid that. I give up. I'm just going to go ahead and use it. Probably should have used it last turn. I think mostly they play Scarab God's main deck, I think. Or not Scarab Gods, rather, but I think they mostly play Supreme Wills, so maybe we'll just try to get out of Supreme Will range. So I technically need to draw 2 more lands. Well, there we go. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah. So next turn we'll be able to pay for a Supreme Will. Sure. I guess he's casting something this turn. It's bad for us. Or he's expecting me to kill his thing one. Four mana for a pirate. Sure. I guess we could have played around that, but it doesn't appear to be a pirate deck, so. And that's probably game. We did draw 13 lands and 20 cards, though. 14 and 21. We have an Ixalan's Binding, 2 Ixalan's Bindings, and a Cast Out. So, like, the game's not over, it's just over. Like, opponent can always play poorly. Can't beat him if he plays properly, though. Alright, whatever. Not getting to play Magic's fun. I feel like we don't lose to a deck like that as long as we can, like Lost Legacy, I feel like we don't lose to a deck like that as long as we can cast Lost Legacy on a little dude. Maybe that's not worth it. What else isn't good enough here? I feel like we need to cut something else. Let's try this. Maybe the Lost Legacy for the Scarab God's asking too much. I'm gonna go ahead and mulligan it. Well, this hand's even worse. I'm gonna keep it because I am literally insane. I get on tilt when I get mana screwed. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. Like how I put a Vraska on top and then I didn't even bother to take the Vraska's Contempt. That's what I refer to as future problem. So opponent had to draw a counterspell. There's just no way that he wouldn't cast a gifted Everborn there. Like stone 0 chance. Which is fine. We're not going to draw another spell this game anyway. Our mismatched duress. Sure. Told you drew a counterspell. What a nice draw. He would have certainly played that if he had it last turn, so this is like the second time he's hit it off the top, but we couldn't play the Vraska anyway, due to this thing being in his hand. So out of the 12 cards we saw this game, 8 have been lands again. Yeah, this game's practically over now. Even though our opponent left stuff like Fatal Push in, which seems horrendous to me. Alright. He already knows we have the Force, so I guess I'll just go ahead and play it. So, next step is draw a Fumigate. We left 3 in, right? Yeah, we left 3 in. Legion's Landing wouldn't be a terrible draw, just because it'd give us some blockers. But we really need Fumigate. Yep, expected that. So he has this on a 2-turn clock. Fumigate? Not a Fumigate, just another land. Alright, well, didn't get to play Magic either of these games. That match felt like a bye as well. Like, Tokens decks feel to me like they dominate Fetid Pools decks. This sounds keepable. This feels like the game where we won't draw land, by the way. Yeah. Proving me right so far, Moto. I have a very good hand, but we don't get to play our spells, you know. He luckily isn't putting us under much pressure yet. Sometimes Moto very much aggravates me. Well, we have to put one of our best cards on the bottom. Cool. And they get to play a spell with it. Alright, well, I guess we just lose. I am beyond frustrated. You guys can sit here and listen to me be salty for a while. I don't know if I'm supposed to bring Angel of Sanctums in. They have way too many ways to kill them. Like, literally not got to play Magic the last 3 games. Yeah, we'll play first. This isn't a particularly good match anyway. Fine, this hand's terrible, but we'll keep it. Mainly because we have authority of the council. Hope it's good enough to do something, but it probably won't be. Because, again, like I said, after we looked at our hand game 1, this feels like a match where we're not going to draw lands. But this is the by far best card in this deck, so keeping 2 of them means it seems like we have a better chance of getting lucky and drawing other spells than we do of like mulliganing for a good hand and those. Hidden stockpile would be great here. That's not a hidden stockpile. Go ahead and cycle that. Didn't have the fourth land for it anyway. Sure. That's not an unexpected card, but can't even block. Would snap block if I was able to. But menace is a good keyword. It's kind of weird that he didn't play anything. Yeah, can block now. Still don't have lands. We can officially block. If he uses a removal spell or whatever, we have the Fatal Push. Had to literally trade our entire board. Feels bad, man. Mono red opponent has lands. Only fair that we draw them, right? Guess I'm gonna start with this thing. Can bring me back 2 cats. He can't attack this turn anyway. So hopefully we can draw a, I don't know, a hidden stockpile. That seems like that would be good. What do you reveal in a braid? There's no target for an abrade. Like opponent just has like infinite removal spells over there. If he's not going to deal damage to me or anything, I'm just going to keep playing these. He may have like a bunch of little 1/1s that he doesn't want to play too because of the authority. Sunscorched Desert, another whiff of Vandal Blast, so like we're kind of running pretty hot there. He had this in his graveyard, by the way, or he has this in play, by the way, and he never got rid of our cat. Which kind of scares me. And it actually scares me enough that I'm going to go ahead and put the cat in play as opposed to killing the Earthshaker. Like, he could have stopped that. He hit the 3rd land off Vandal Blast. So, opponent's running pretty poorly here. What in the world did that do? Oh. Alright. Seems like a pretty medium sideboard card. Actually, it doesn't seem that bad, does it? I'm going to keep this Evolving Wilds around in case we draw a hidden stockpile. Did he hit another land? No, he had a Lightning Strike that time. So we're going to take some damage here. And we're going to draw another land. Probably should have used the Dreadlands on the Soulscar Mage. That was bad of me, I believe. Taking the 1 point of damage either way, though, because we actually have to tap a Dreadlands for the mana. We're running pretty poorly today. We're 18 cards deep and we've not found a stockpile. Well, it looks like I chose poorly. So I'm going down to 6. That puts me at 4. That puts me at 2. And I'm dead. So I have no out now. Could have prevented 4 damage by killing this guy. Who would expect opponent to leave all of these like random burn spells in though? It wouldn't have mattered. We wasn't drawing anything. Alright, onward to the next match. Let us go get destroyed. Still think this deck's pretty good. I think we're just running incredibly badly. Like, I already look at this hand and just assume we're going to win this game. Don't care if they block. We have Ixalan's binding a clock, by the way. Have a Fumigate too, in case things get really out of control. Sure. Don't care about making a token this turn. I just want to get the Herald of Anguish while we can. That's one of the cards I care most about here. Feel like we can beat all of this stuff that he's doing on the board, so... Especially if he doesn't have a counterspell for the Fumigate. I'm going to take a blind draw step here just to see if we hit the land for the Fumigate. Probably the last blind draw step we take this game. Yep. And we didn't get there, but that's fine. So we can flip this thing, and I'm fine with flipping this thing. Don't really care if he kills any of the creatures we're attacking with. We have to sacrifice one of them regardless. Don't think we want that. That seems good. Why do you like those decks so much? Well, opponent tapped out was blue mana, so it's certainly Fumigate O'Clock now. Certainly Fumigate O'Clock now. We'll worry about the card we put on top of our deck at some other point. We'll just gain like a million life. Get 2 more tokens. Hopefully resolve an Anointed Procession next turn. There are counter spells in this deck though, so like this may not resolve. So if I sacrifice one of these, I go up to 3, but if I just buy something back, or just play a spell, I go up to 4. So I actually get an additional point of power by just playing a thing. Alright, well, like I said when I saw our opening hand, I'd be surprised if we could lose that game. So I don't really know what type of removal spells they use. I assume Battle for the Bridge. Beyond that, I'm not really sure. So I don't know how good Angel of Sanctums are in this match. Feels like they're better than Vraska's though. Vraska's don't seem like they do a lot here with all of his tokens. Well, we'll leave the one Vraska just because there's no other card in my sideboard I want. By the way, sup, Kim? Welcome, welcome. This hand's great again. Don't want a whole lot more, or don't want a whole lot of more lands, so and we kind of had our nut draw game too. I wonder if I should have brought Duresses in since he probably has a good number of counter spells. Don't know if they're needed or not. Interesting fault though. Actually, not going to attack this turn. I know it replaces itself with the hidden. Actually, I am going to attack this turn, I guess. If he blocks, I get my token back, so it's like a 3 point of damage. Why was I thinking that I wasn't going to attack? That was stupid. Why do I keep saying block when I'm attacking? I'm not even coming close to blocking. This lets us flip the Legion Landing. Guess we'll get rid of this one. Alright, so what do we want to do here? We can fumigate, which seems good. And we can flip the Legion's Landing doing that. We can get a guaranteed anointed procession resolved as well. Feel like fumigating seems fine. If you just cast that card again, I'm pretty sad. I'm not that sad, I guess. I get to discard the Angel of Sanctums. Alright, we'll attack. Hey, Trampoline Tails. Hope your stream went well. Thank you very much for the host. Blue-white approach is Bay. So go ahead and fumigate and try to protect our hand a little bit. Still get a token back this way. And it's not that bad for us if he has another one of those, because we get to discard the Angel of Sanctums and then resolve the Anointed Procession. Actually, may have been worth it just to resolve the Angel or the Anointed Procession that turn. Not 100% sure. I think I'm just gonna... whatever, I'll play this. He may not have a counterspell. Sure. I actually feel like I messed up last turn. I don't think I was supposed to fumigate. Don't want that. It's too low impact. Hmm. Alright. Again, a little bit too low impact. So what do we got here? Another big dog? Yep, another big dog. So discard the angel, use the angel on that thing. I think we need 6 mana for that, and we have exactly 6 mana, so... Yes. This gives us a trigger. And this gives us a large attack. Get to flip this thing again. Not that it really does anything. But it would let us scry something if he has a removal spell. Yeah, well, that's a good one for him. Bottom. This thing's actually a problematic card here. Mostly because he probably has a counterspell to go with it. The card itself, we wouldn't have really cared about, but it's the fact that he very likely has a counterspell. Hopefully it's just Metallic Rebuke. It's Negate. Rip. Not good enough, to the bottom you go. We have 7 ways to kill a Herald in our deck. And a large life total, so. Actually, we have 1 Verasca. We have 8 ways. We only have like 4 that plays around a Rebuke, though. Don't think he can attack. I'd be impressed if he finds an attack. Sure. I'll leave that on top. Maybe it'll resolve. I feel like we're pretty far ahead on board, so. I feel like he'll counterspell it. Yeah, he counterspelled it, which is fine. Like, we rebuild a lot faster than he does. We get 2 tokens a turn if we ever want, so. Feels like he can't let this thing die. The Scarab God feels good, except there's not a creature in it. Oh, there is a creature in a graveyard. He has another Herald of Anguish in his graveyard. Things get a lot more interesting now. I guess since we can't really attack, seems like a good one. Now we get to attack even. Can't attack with this guy because he can kill it by just sacrificing, or by blocking and sacrificing. Sure. Put that one on bottom. Is Inventor's Fair's kind of aggravating, I guess? Don't know what he can actually get. Whatever it is probably annoying. Oh, he's just going to sacrifice 2 things? Sure. Problem is, I still don't think he wins a race even like that. Maybe he does. Just have so many answers to that card. Speaking of so many answers to that card. Does have commit memories in his deck though, so like these things may not be great. Actually gonna do this for the scry. It's potential that I should have did it during my upkeep, but certainly don't want that. This game's pretty fun. A lot of us are just like jamming haymakers back and forth at each other. I'm gonna take the draw step. Actually, probably keep that card too, just in case he does have a consign in the memory or something. I like how we've played this game. Actually, keeping this card probably is bad since he has this in his graveyard, right? Another negate. That's fine. We need to get a second token this turn. Well, that's kind of a good one. Upkeep. Sack this dude. Legion's Landing, not good enough. Probably won't use this Renegade map as we've put way too many cards on the bottom of our deck at this point. Don't want to shuffle our deck right now. I think I F6 through my turn and didn't make a dude, didn't I? Yeah, I definitely F6 through my turn and didn't make a dude. He drew another counterspell. Hey, I love Keela. I love Aquila. Welcome. Yeah, we're not attacking. What's the opponent doing now? He doesn't have 3 artifacts. Wonder what artifacts he can even get. Well, that's a good one here. Put on bottom. We're just looking for an anointed procession. Guess this would let us kill this, but that's not good enough. We don't need a card like that. Literally just put that on bottom, but whatever. Go ahead and kill this thing. Well, opponent didn't activate this, so I guess we get to attack. Did not expect to get to attack that turn. Tezzeret. That one does things, right? Not really? I guess. Sure. Don't want that one either. So I guess we're taking a draw step this turn, just so we have more damage to attack Tezzeret with. Promise we'll find the card that puts the game out of reach at some point. Up to 27 viewers to watch us like draw all this stuff. Sure. That is 3 artifacts. He can use the Inventor's Fair now. Either A doesn't know or B wants to laugh. I want 3 creatures to attack this thing with, so I'm not going to sacrifice again. Just in case he'd drawn a removal spell of some kind. I guess we'll keep that one. Sure. So what artifact can he get? None really. Just gets a redraw. Sure. A redraw's not bad, but it's obviously not something we care about. That one kind of is, because he can now pump that thing up. Hey, Boot, what's up, man? So we know the top card of our library, so we'll just go ahead and draw it. Just go ahead and attack. Whichever one he blocks of this, we're just going to sack. That way he doesn't gain the life. Certainly don't want that thing. And we'll press F6. "4 days off. The dream." I'm on like 10 years off work right now. It's pretty great. My day's going pretty well so far. We've played 2 interactive games of Magic and several games that were clown fiestas. Having a pretty good day though. Had me a nice nap. League of Legends Worlds was fantastic. I'm just gonna keep attacking like. I know I could be getting a scry during my upkeep, but just trying to overwhelm him with creatures. Like he's got a good amount of blockers, and he's got those things that put servo tokens in place, so. Feels like it's fine just to keep doing this. Certainly don't want another one of those. I can press F6 now. For anybody who doesn't know, pressing F6 is wonderful. If there's not F6 in MTGO Arena, we're going to burn WotC down. So, opponent needs something or he's dead. He's got 1 blocker and we're going to have 7 attackers. And we'll sack whichever one he tries to gain life with. We need something decent. Since the board plus a removal spell didn't do it. Anyway, let's see if we can get that pity chest, fam. If the 27 of you like what you're seeing, make sure you click that follow button. And if you really like what you're seeing, you can click the links below the chat to both my Twitter, where you'll find all the deck lists we play every time we go live, and to YouTube, where you can find all past broadcasts. And if you do happen to be watching from the YouTube, keep in mind that in the description below every video there's a link to the deck, the Twitch, and the Twitter if you care. You gotta just quit your job boot, be like me, move back in with your parents, you know, chill, play lots of games. I like our art better than your art, but our hand is fairly weak. Is this the same opponent from earlier? It is not. He's using the same basics, though. Uses the mana a little better to play this one. So supposedly blue-black's a good match, but I don't know if it is. Certainly nothing's a good match with the hand we have. Don't know why they would take the point of damage if they planned on just doing that anyway. Like, it's pretty obvious once we played that, that's the best creature in our deck. The opponent drew best card in his deck. Land? That's not a land. That's just another card we can't even use. Well, that's a little unfortunate. It's bad enough not to draw one of our 8 powerful enchantments, but on top of that, we don't draw lands. Not going to cycle to cast out because it's too good versus Scarab God. We'll probably cycle to cast out now that we've drawn an X-Line's Binding, which is roughly the same thing. Could have Fatal pushed that, but I'd press F6. Then again, I'm not worried about his life total whatsoever. Oh. Still in another phase, apparently. I guess we'll keep a second-hand stockpile. It's not a land, and we're really far behind, but whatever. feels like we have to have stockpiles to win the game anyway. Sure. I guess we can not keep the stockpile now. Hey Steve, man, what's up? It's been a while. I've not saw you around in a bit. Really? How was the game? Tell us about it. Oh. So if opponent has counter spells, we're in really bad shape. But generally, when our opponent gets to play his spells and we don't get to play our spells, we're in pretty bad shape. Well, that's a good start. So now we just have to worry about Scarab Gods beating us on the ground, unless he has commit, which he could have. Which means I'm probably going to get this out of my graveyard as soon as I can, even if we don't get the pristine value from it. Is it bad that I want to sacrifice this? Like, I really just want to scry right now? 6 draw step. That's pretty... You sound like you're playing like us now, man. That gets us a green mana for the Vraskis, so... I apologize if you guys can hear the vacuum. No creatures and 2 spells. Ugh. Yeah, you gotta throw that one back. So opponent flipped an Azcanta, and that's obviously exceptionally good versus us. Well, we'll keep that one and hope that it can resolve. Have to assume at this point now that he's flipped an Azcanta basically before we drew lands that we're going to lose. Hey, Canister, what's up, man? So there's an Essence Extraction, which means I can't press F6 anymore, which is just aggravating. All I want to do is press F6 all the time. The opponent has to play rude cards like that doesn't let us F6. Again, I apologize if you guys can hear the vacuum. I hope you can't. Resolve for us, please? Oh, that banner is a really good card. That did not resolve. I feel like this match is very, very good for us, but like, when we don't draw lands, it doesn't matter. Cool, another disallow. Opponent didn't leave himself lands for Essence Extraction. The red Dino Trample spell? I'm not sure what that is. That seems Odd. Alright. I guess we'll go get another black. So we know opponent has a Scarab God, or we know opponent has a Disallow. We have like multiple Veraskas now. Sure. I don't care that he gained a life. He gives me a trigger and lets me try to get rid of one of his Disallows with a Veraska. I have to get through him at some point. I'd rather him use them on cards like Veraska than have a chance to use them on cards like Anointed Procession. Because we just draw Anointed Procession, we win. Or sorry, if we resolve Anointed Procession, we win. Three seconds left. Oh, Dino Stampede. Okay, gotcha. Man, 3 seconds left. You're cutting it close on that one. I'm just going to play this Veraska this turn as well. If he's got an answer, he's got an answer. Some percentage chance that I should like wait and try to play around the sensor, but